Going live, buddy. Going live right now, sometime, any minute. How's the audio going to sound? I need to know because we're not using the same mic I usually use. I'm just
Sounds
using
fine to me.
the camera mic, so it'll be a lot more like brrr, echoey and whatnot, I would suspect.
I can't really tell a difference, but one time my wife cut 8 inches off her hair and I couldn't tell a difference. So
That's a lot of inches. That's quite a few inches, actually, yeah. I'm just setting things up here for this show. Hilding comes over, that's the name of the episode. We're on our way to the festival next weekend.
oh yeah,
This
that's right.
weekend.
It's pretty exciting.
Uh-huh.
I thought about going, but I got too much stuff going on.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm playing 3 sets.
Wow.
Was gonna be 2, but I don't know, popular demand or something. They've given me another one on Saturday.
Are they paying you?
Oh, of course.
Excellent.
Yeah, yeah. I'm. It's been a while since I've been a professional musician, but I was one for sure. I absolutely was. Okay, I'm almost ready to start sharing.
Hilding, Hilding, does he smell like a professional musician?
Well, I suppose so.
I don't think I smell great right now.
Well, then there you go.
Like I
You've
think I
done
slept in this T-shirt last night.
it. Trying
I'm
the
not a.
city background instead of the ocean background tonight.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get everything shared out there so we get some viewers for everyone who's just tuning in. It's the annual live stream every Thursday night. I'm Joey Only here, in Wells, British Columbia. We got my buddy there, Cowboy Hilding Donaldson here, all up from Grassy Plains because we're heading to festival. And of course, meteorologist Mark is with us to walk us through what did and what didn't happen, of course, yesterday as well.
Yes, we will talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, I think in some ways it's been unfairly characterized what happened because I think the narrative became early bust because of Portland and
Right,
Oregon.
right.
Whereas, if you look
Well,
at, I mean, sure, we didn't have specific severe criteria, but there were some very strong, unusually well developed storms. And they were firing off a lot of lightning still at 1 in the morning last night. And
well, right.
traffic.
And like well, I watched the storm out the window over here coming across from Victoria or from the Olympics, and that was pretty stout. And then as I was going to bed, I could see the lightning over Mount Vernon and Bellingham, and again, that also was very stout. I did end up going to work late this morning.
Right. And of course, you saw Josh Palmer's fantastic photograph.
Oh yes,
I've got to,
that was incredible.
I got to post this one. I got to give me a minute here. I'm just finding it. I got it.
Oh wow.
And
Now that is a map.
yeah, okay. I'm going to put on share here now. Finally, I'm back. I can finally see you, Mark. I can finally see everybody. This is Josh Palmer. Josh Palmer's from Victoria. And him and I have chatted off and on. In fact, what happened, he posted a first picture, a different one, which isn't here. I have to go to his page to find it. And it was on Kamloops Photographers or something like that, some group. So I was like, oh, I wonder if Josh has it on his page. I'd rather share it directly from his page than from a group. I can't even contribute to a group or say anything. That's what it was. I'm in Facebook jail and I couldn't comment on it and say, wow, Josh, that's great. So I went to his page and then I realized, wow, this guy and I still aren't Facebook friends. And then I was kind of embarrassed about it, like, oh. And then like an hour later, he messaged me and he sent me the first picture, and I was like, yeah, I saw that, man. And then he sent me this one, and I was like, what the heck? And it's a 6-second exposure, and he showed me the screen shot at the back of his camera, with the criteria for the camera setup, like, 6 seconds. Like he wanted me to see 6-second exposure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This isn't like, 1 minute looking. This is like 1 6-second burst, and this is what happened in it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Josh last year, he took a number of photographs that were really good in the Kootenays, if you recall, and Kamloops. And even in maybe Alberta, he went out and captured some amazing lightning shots, right? And at the time, I was like, man, you're starting to hit close to next level. And I think he's obviously achieved it. He's achieved next level for certain, right?
Yeah,
And
this is legendary, honestly. Like one of the best lightning shots I've ever seen.
Mhm.
for British Columbia, it's the best lightning shot I've
Yeah.
ever seen. I've not seen a photograph in BC that's any more impressive than that.
No.
I
You
mean,
know,
I
in the
don't
back,
even know about just be like I'm serious. I have seen a lot of pictures of lightning, and this like is on par. It could be in textbooks, it could be, B-roll on the Weather Channel. Like this is it. He's done it.
Yeah, I mean, like I've seen lightning like that going across the prairies in a lightning storm, but to be able to get the right picture of it is just hard, even when it's happening because it's so instantaneous.
I've seen it when I was on Lake Houston in Texas, come across the lake like this, just bolts, you know. So this is actually the storm, like as it's coming across the Olympic Mountains there, you can't see them because they're engulfed in it, right? So it's looking across straight there from Victoria. And this is that same cell I was saying to you, like, there's something going on with that one. That's a weird one.
Is that
You know
the
what I
one?
mean? It was at the very end of the line, right?
Is that the one that you mentioned was throwing lightning out when it was over the water, and you thought that was strange,
No,
or was
no.
that a different one? You mentioned that one time.
There was one that was like 300 kilometers offshore that was throwing a lot of lightning
Okay,
yesterday at
that's
one
one.
point. And I was
Oh
like,
yeah, that was pretty far north too. That was like almost
yeah,
clear to Haida Gwaii.
yeah, it was unusually far north and a lot of lightning for North Pacific.
Yeah.
And early before all this took off in the day too. But so
But
Josh,
this storm produced thousands of lightning strikes. It kind of formed over the Olympics, and Brandon Houck texted me about this actually, and he's like, Imogen's about to get it. And I was like, well, Imogen's probably going to miss it like she misses all the earthquakes. And, well, she didn't. And
yeah,
I wasn't convinced this was going to cross the strait because it had, well, first of all, what we had experienced with what happened down in Portland, but also it just, we had the westerlies coming through the strait, which kind of felt like it would kill it, and it was going to lose the terrain enhancement. We call that orographic lift, but it held on. I mean, it did die before reaching me, but I'm a good ways further north yet.
there's something even more though about it. I noticed. I think like from when it was in the mountains to when it jumped across, it actually intensified. It grew with cohesion. Now it was more in a line. Sure, like it, but I mean that line grew, intensified, and it threw way more lightning once it came off the mountains, and that's what kind of surprised me. Like how much it. I thought, okay, some of this is going to survive and come across. I didn't think it was going to just go whoop.
Right,
It's-
right. And the amount of lightning that it had over the strait, like because it's very unusual to have lightning over water, especially like cloud to ocean lightning, just because there's no terrain for it to hit. Lightning tries to hit the tallest thing, and I'm looking out over the bay, and I can see islands that are 50 plus kilometers away. There's no tallest thing unless it's a sailboat or a ferry, and they're not going to be running those in weather like this. And so to have any amount of lightning over the open, well, not open ocean, but over a large stretch of water is pretty unusual in general.
and then I had people who at 2, 3 in the morning said that they were woke up in Castlegar from some absolute like I think the quote was like the loudest continuous thunder I ever heard or something like that, right? So there's a lot of like it was a bust talk, and yeah, okay, we don't seem to have had any tornadoes, and the large hail didn't seem to manifest. Sure, okay, some of those severe categories weren't met, fair enough, but I'm pretty satisfied that a pretty epic event still happened nonetheless. It's March 28th, man, and Josh just took the best lightning photo not only this year but ever.
Well, and also
you know,
consider like, oh no, people didn't die in a tornado. Oh no, people's
Mm.
don't have to try and deal with insurance for new roofs or for their cars or anything like that. Like, do we really like? Are we really this mad that nobody died and that there wasn't a ton of damage? Like, let's
And
have some reality.
the lightning production's so wild that it says to you, like, something was correct in which an unusual thing was about to happen and did.
Yes.
Even if, whatever. Hank Vliestra is joining us as well right now, so that's excellent. I wanted to show you this because people are just falling for this stuff. Now, look at this. It's not, I clicked on it from Facebook intentionally. I knew it was bullshit. It was a paid ad, right? And it takes you to stakedvault.com, right? But it looks like CBC.
But it looks like CBC.
Yeah, it looks like CBC News. Oh, look, there's ads here and links. It takes you to things. I don't want to click on them all because it's weird. Like the links take you to weird places, including like some weird like support Mark Carney thing. I know this isn't from the Mark Carney people. This is like some kind of Russian bot propaganda machine, right? And then you look what the article's all about. It's saying that Carney's got a new controversial and new help offset. But then you look at it, it's all like trying to sell you on Bitcoin or some weird shit. And this is obviously not stuff. What is CAN First? It's a digital currencies investment program, trade bot technology. And all you got to do is sign up to their web app platform. This is A, pure propaganda, but B, potentially not just Russian propaganda or American. Who knows where it's coming from?
All these fake comments that look like Facebook from 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, cool. Yeah, wow. It could possibly be something that rips you off too.
Oh, and they scroll back up to that one that showed the thing. They're buying crap at Aldi, which is an American grocery store. Actually, it's a German grocery store that's in the U.S., but that's not even an American thing or Canadian thing.
No,
It's
I've never heard of that
American.
before.
I mean, Aldi is a top tier grocery store. They're not paying me to say this, but when I lived in the Midwest, that was the place to go. But there's no Aldi in Canada.
And this is like some weird shit. It's trying to rip people off. I don't know. It looks exactly like CBC, but it is not.
Yeah.
And it's trying to sell you on some weird shit. So just be aware, people. I mean, people are really buying into a lot of stuff right now that's complete horse shit. And,
And also keep in mind, especially for things like this, like in Canada, you don't get shown news articles because Facebook doesn't want to pay news companies, and that's the law, right? So if you see something that on Facebook that's a CBC News link, you should automatically be suspicious because you're not gonna it's all blacked out. It's got the can't be shown in Canada because of whatever legislation for Parliament or whatever. So you're not going to see a CBC News article on Facebook.
So this snow line looks like it's just to the north of Hank, but it looks like he's getting some of it, maybe not the main band. Let's have a look at what Hank's saying here. We can come back to this. Where are you at, Hank?
Right in Wilkie, Saskatchewan, in my neighborhood here. Yeah, we have not had nearly as much snow as forecast because it was supposed to be 15 centimeters. And I'm say we got maybe about 3. But right now it is snowing and it's getting right into my eyes as I'm walking towards the wind here. So
Jesus, no.
Is that like pissing into the wind?
Careful. You should have your safety glasses on when you're storm chasing.
Are you out there in Adidas sliders? Because that's how you storm chase, is in, the flip-flops.
I do not. I guess I might have once or twice. But no, I got boots on.
There we go. Nope, it's blurring, yeah.
And the snow is so wet that it sticks to the soles of my boots and it collects more and more as I walk, and it creates a big bump under the heel of my boot. And then I have to scuff my boot to get the snow back off again. again.
What's the temperature?
It feels like -3.
Oh, that's it, huh? So what's
Yeah, I think it
causing
was,
this? I know this big snowstorm's happening, but I don't really know anything about it because I was focused on our event.
Okay, well, our event basically, this is the upside of it. You know, like our event made its own low, and it's kind of booked off into the prairies on the American side, more or less.
It's just
And
weird that it's so long. It's from Alberta to like Quebec.
it's very weird. The whole thing
it,
is.
yeah, it's surprisingly long. Like it's snowing so hundreds and hundreds of kilometers all at the same time.
But
Big,
narrow. It's like an
long.
atmospheric river. It looks like an atmospheric river.
Yeah, it's unusually long. I
That's
don't
what
know
she
why.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah, more or less goes from Fraser Lake to Thunder Bay almost. No, not quite Thunder Bay. I'd be west of Thunder Bay.
Like so crap, what's that national park on that island? Forgot it now. Oh well.
Well, the Sleeping Giant. But this is close to the U.S. border, right where it's ending up,
Yeah, Grand Portage, basically.
and then it will continue on through. Well, you can see where the low, more or less is. I think somewhere here. I don't know. We have to look at the bigger map. This is the wrong map for it.
Oh,
Wrong map for it.
Michael over there in Winnipeg will be happy. Looks
He
like
got a
they're
lot
getting a
more-
fair amount.
He got a lot more snow than I did.
So is your lack of snow just the band is further north than it was forecast to be?
Exactly.
Okay.
And the gradient of snowfall at the south edge of the band is a very steep gradient. So
Right.
I probably don't have to go very far north to get a lot more snow on the ground.
So our low's somewhere in here. Let's get off this map and find out. Oh, I've always got stuff in the way. Oh, I got the wrong thing opened up. Oh yeah, did you see this one last night? Avalanche closes Highway 99 north of Pemberton.
I did
like
see that.
10 kilometers of
Oh,
the
that's
highway.
a big one.
It was, yeah.
Wow.
It was a boom. That's fine. I want to find it. Let's go to Squamish Reporter. I like to use the local news, even if it's the exact same report. It's just give them the click instead of CTV, right?
Wow, right in the valley bottom, huh?
Straight on through. I bet you that's like the whole snow load let go.
It's going to take them a hot minute to clear.
Mm-hmm.
On path 53, high risk for additional avalanche activity. Ministry contractors performed a heli bombing operation to trigger the release of the remaining material. The ministry's maintenance contractor is working to remove the debris around the road. I gotta tie up my shoe. This is like a major malfunction, wardrobe malfunction at showtime.
I'll read it for you. I'll be your news reader.
Okay.
A partial avalanche occurred over the highway on path 51 with a high risk for additional avalanche activity. Oh, you already said that. Okay.
Yeah.
The province says more avalanche activity is possible with winter temperature or warmer temperatures and precipitation in the overnight forecast. To ensure the traveling public's safety, Highway 99 will remain closed at the location overnight. It will be reassessed at first light to determine if conditions permit the safe highway reopening. So is the highway still closed?
I think it's fine now. That was from yesterday. But yeah, still, that's awesome. And we had somebody on Weather Watchers who said, was it? I think I heard thunder or an avalanche. I don't know. And it was at Hoggensborg there, just down the road from Bella Coola, basically. And so I checked because that's what I'm going to do. And I didn't see. There's no thunder there. Like I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's so many mountains. I've actually been to this part of BC. It's in the fjord basically, and there's so many mountains around it. It could have happened and echoed down one of those canyons.
I believe so. Look at some of the fire activity there. It's some real mountain, eh? Some real mountain country.
Well, and this is the same area that was devastated by Hurricane Helene. I wonder, because this is not an area where we typically see large wildfires. And so I wonder if this is related to, like, the damage from Hurricane Helene made it more ripe for wildfire activity.
Everything's stacked up in places and forests knocked down, like continuous
Right.
fuel. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not gonna make it less resistant.
Well, and you know what
Right.
else happens? Like they still have the needles on them because they haven't been down very long, but now they've probably dried out or whatever. So now you got a ground fire that just rips through.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know enough to officially say that this is related to Hurricane Helene, but I do wonder about that. This is interesting. That one by Tabletop Reservoir there on the southwest side that you're looking at, it looks like it's growing to the northwest.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it sure is. It's sure running that way. Absolutely. But yeah, this is some impressive mountain. Like people don't realize when they think of the Appalachians. Like I would want to go to some of these. Look at these mountains, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd love to go there too. People, well, you said it right. If you've been to like Southern Oregon or the redwoods in California, it's that idea. The mountains aren't super tall, but there's just so much terrain that like it I don't know a good way to describe it other than if you've been down to the redwoods in California or that right there, Medford, Oregon or something, that's very similar terrain.
Yeah, that's some nice mountainry, man.
Mhm.
My
So yeah,
ancestors are from West Virginia. We're kind of West Virginia, Virginia, and Maryland meet. So that is
Mhm.
homeland.
a lot of
Andrew says,
fires in
watch
the
out for the moonshiners. That's right.
a lot of fires going on in southeastern states right now. And to me, I mean, yeah, some of that could be attributed to the hurricane, but to me, that's more than should be.
Mhm.
So yeah, here's our low. It's in Montana. So it's weird looking. Everything about this is weird.
Well, I think what's happening now that you've got this pulled up is we got this low sitting off the Oregon coast, and that's going to slowly move north towards Haida Gwaii over the next 2 days or so. But enough energy is crossing the Rockies that we're getting lee side cyclogenesis in Montana, and it's going to form a second low pressure system that continues eastward. And this is going to create like a big severe weather outbreak in the States. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I think Brandon Houck will probably talk a bit about that. So that must be where our snow's coming in. And if you'll zoom out for me, actually, sorry, we can see that there's this high pressure over like Fort McMurray sort of idea. And so, okay, so this snow band from BC over to Lake Superior is what we call a deformation band. And so what's happening is this moisture is being spun up towards the north. You can see it moves counterclockwise. So we're moving moisture towards the north, but that high pressure centered near Fort McMurray is essentially blocking it. And so it hits that wall and spreads out. Like if you tossed a bucket of water at a wall, well, that's kind of what we're looking at. And so that snow is a deformation band. It's just an unusually long one.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
so that's interesting.
Basically, you look at that temperature gradient, and that's like the direction of your weather bomb.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of rain here today too.
I
Oh,
did.
you did.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Did you have any freezing rain at all?
Yeah, a little bit, but not much.
That was a bad circle. But here's that low. I call that a breakaway low. I don't know if you got a better term for that or not.
I think that's fair.
That's just how I usually refer to it. It's a breakaway low. How do I delete my drawing now? Man,
That's quite an image.
there, clear all drawings. Now, enough. I don't want to draw anymore. Okay. Now, where was I? Back to this satellite. How long till we got Frankie on? 3 minutes. Okay,
3
we're
minutes.
out of time. We're out of time because he doesn't fuck around. When he's here, it's time to go, man. It's you got no. But yeah, everything about it's weird, and see, I was hoping we had some time. I need to look at tomorrow because we got to travel.
Mm-hmm.
We got to travel. But yeah, there's your band you're talking about, right? Hitting that temperature gradient, hitting that colder air, and sitting right down.
And
Boom! You shall not pass.
it's funny. I got through Highway 16 today just before it started, but I caught it
Nice.
that came out of Prince George, and we're right at the bottom edge of it right here.
Switch it to wind and put it up to like 700 millibars.
Let's do that. Come on.
There we go. So we can see here. No, leave it over the prairies.
Oh yeah.
And you ran this forward too. Put it back to now. Okay, so we can see where essentially we got this. So southwest of Portland, don't move the map, but southwest of Portland, we have the air coming in onshore, and then it kind of tries to go north, but it doesn't get past Calgary. And so that on the north side of that line, where the like Calgary to Regina to Winnipeg, north side of that line is where your deformation band is going to be, because that's where the moisture is being forced up because of that high pressure system north of Fort McMurray.
There we go. Yeah, I got travel and messy, and I told everyone, I guess, we'll come back to it then and have a better look at the weekend. I really wanted to like get into the weekend before Frankie got on here and have a look at like exactly what we're driving through tomorrow. But I expect that at lower elevation, here's Frankie now. No, it's not your fault. It's my time management. I should have started with this, knowing that I personally need it.
Caribou says, get ready to record.
Okay, I better turn this off. And
I'd like to introduce my best friend, Joey Onley.
hey there, how's it going now?
That's Joey.
Hi, my name's Joey. Welcome to Joey.
This is Joey Onley.
Welcome to Joey.
This is Joey.
What?
What? Recording in progress. Everything you say can and will be used against you.
That's what you get for calling Frankie McDonald man of the hour.
Yeah, you never know. Never know. I'm ready to go, Frankie. Are you ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready to go.
All right, it's 7 p.m. and we got no time to waste. Let's kick it into COMEDEOROLOGY time.
Well, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather we got. Wait a minute. Well, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather or not.
It's the COMEDEOROLOGICAL report. Yes. COMEDEOROLOGICAL report airing on C38.7 FM, CKUW 95.9 FM, CFBX 92. I lost it. 92.3. That's right. 92.3 FM. That's right. And you're watching us live on Joey on the Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel here. That's right. The COMEDEOROLOGICAL report. It's your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada and everywhere. It's about how much the weather just sucks in a large general sense. I'm here, of course. I got Farmer Hilding with me here from Grassy Plains. Usually he's on the panel, and this time he's sitting right here with me. We're going to go down to Penticton this weekend and take part in some festivals and whatnot. Ignite the Arts Festival. I got 3 sets there, so I'm pretty stoked on that. What happened to Hank? We lost Hank. Oh no, we did have Hank Leister here with us as well, but he's gone now. He's out walking around Saskatchewan where it's snowing. Mike McGregor's just showing up, I believe, as well from Manitoba where it's snowing. And meteorologist Mark Ingalls is down in his place in the Lower Mainland where he got to see a little bit of the thunderstorms last night.
Here.
And Michael McGregor's here, and of course Frankie
I just joined. I
McDonald's.
can't leave.
And Frankie McDonald's here.
Hey,
the man
guys.
of the hour. Hi, Mike. Frankie McDonald's here, the man of the hour, out there in Sydney, Nova Scotia, with the World Weather Report with all the. He's the greatest weatherman in the entire world. Actually, that's. What else do you need to say about Frankie besides that? All right, let's go, Frankie.
Frankie!
Can you yodel for us? Who has the worst weather in the world, Frankie?
Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie!
Frankie McDonald, how you doing so far, buddy?
I'm doing great so far. On Friday, on tomorrow, it's going to bring a lot of snow in Greater Sudbury, Ontario. In Sault Ste. Marie, it's going to bring lots of freezing rain, and in North Bay, Ontario, and all those places, it's going to bring a lot of snow where Bay Sky is this Friday and this Saturday coming up. And Sudbury's getting lots of snow on Friday. That's going to bring lots of snow to Bay Sky's hometown on Saturday, the St. Anne de Bellevue, where Bay Sky show lives. And Bay Sky's getting lots of snow on Saturday. Then he's getting freezing rain on Sunday, where Bay Sky is.
Excellent. What else you got, Frankie?
And then lots of severe weather in Texas right now, where Trey Campbell lives in Austin, Texas. Lots of rain in Vancouver, Victoria, Seattle, Portland, and Northern California right now. Then they got some snow in northern Wisconsin this Saturday coming. Then they got more snow in Timmins, Ontario, where Jamie Clump, the co-host of the Kings of Clump podcast, live. He's getting lots of snow on the weekend where Jamie Clump lives.
Right.
And it's going to, and did you hear about this? Lots of snow in Rouyn-Noranda, Quebec, and Val-d'Or, Quebec, and all those places in there. James Bay, lots of snow this Saturday in southern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin. And it's really cold air in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, even British Columbia. Lots of rain and forecast. It's supposed to be heavy rain in California, middle of the next week as well. And the weather all across, and possible gigantic snowstorm next Friday. Possible. That means, and did you hear about this? It's going to bring lots of. They had an earthquake in West Island, New Zealand early in the week.
No, I didn't hear that one, Frankie.
In South Island, New Zealand, west of South Island, New Zealand, 7.0 magnitude earthquake.
I hope everyone's okay.
And did you hear about this? Lots of cold air heading towards Western Canada and North Pacific Northwest United States, including Idaho and Montana, and lots of snow mountains in Wyoming and Colorado and all those places. And Idaho and Nevada gets warm there. Then the cold air is going to get to Nevada as well, and Arizona, where Gary and Dino lives. And Trevor Garner has died earlier back on Tuesday.
Yeah.
It says, rest in peace, Trevor Garner, the host of Trevor's Happy Hour podcast. And Kevin Noble is taking Trevor Garner's place. It's the host of the podcast every Sunday night.
We should, let's dedicate this episode to Trevor Garner, eh?
Yeah,
Our friend
Kevin
Trevor.
Noble is Trevor's successor.
You know, I was on the group chat, of course. There was a group chat that Trevor was on, and you know, I had it on silent mode, just like I check in once or twice a day, and then suddenly I checked in. I was like, "Oh wow, what did I miss today?" And yeah, sadly.
And the weather all across Central America this week, all across Central America this weekend, lots of showers and thunderstorms are forecasting. The little bit of showers and thunderstorms in Guatemala, Costa Rica, El Salvador. It's really dry in Mexico next week as well. And a little bit of showers in Honduras, Niagara, and Panama. And lots of rain and thunderstorms in South America, places like Colombia, parts of Venezuela, and all those places. A lot of rain and thunderstorms in Colombia, Ecuador, Bolivia, and northern Peru, and all those places. It's really dry in northern Chile right now. And a lot of rain and thunderstorms in Amazon rainforest in Brazil, including Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo, Brazil. Then they got cold front going through, heading towards Brazil from Argentina. And they got lots of rain this Sunday coming in. Buenos Aires, Argentina, and all those places. Got the cold front coming all the way from Antarctica. And Falkland Islands going to head towards Buenos Aires, Argentina, with lots of rain forecasts. And lots of rain in southern Chile. Snow up in the mountains in southern Chile. It's fall of the year there right now. And the weather all across the United Kingdom is lots of rain and wind in England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland right now. Then you got warm temperatures heading towards England next week as well. Then you got a block and high pressure in Norway, Finland, Sweden next week. As of right now, it's going to bring lots of rain in coastal areas, Norway, snow up in the mountains. Then you got a block and high pressure system head towards Denmark, Netherlands, France, and Norway, Finland, Sweden as well. Then that's going to trigger a lot of thunderstorms and rain and snow all across Italy, Bosnia, Croatia, Switzerland. Lots of snow in mountains in Switzerland. And they get a little bit of showers and flurries in the forecast in France, Spain, border Portugal. And lots of really hot air in Algeria, Morocco, and then they got cold air heading towards Libya right now. Lots of rain thunderstorms in Albania, parts of Greece, and western Turkey right now. And it's cold outside in Belarus. Then they got some dry out in Belarus right now, and a little bit of showers in western Russia, including Moscow, Murmansk, Russia, and all those places. It's getting warmer in Siberia right now, like Yakutsk, Magadan, and all those places. Weather's gradually warming up in Yakutsk, Russia. And lots of rain in Japan right now in Tokyo, Japan, Osaka, Japan, Kyoto, Japan. And lots of rain and freezing rain and snow in the forecast in Sapporo, Haggadah, Japan. Then it got really cold air in South Korea, North Korea, Vladivostok, Russia. It's still really cold there right now. And warm air is gradually getting warmer in northern Russia, Yakutsk, Russia, and Mongolia is gradually getting warmer bit by bit there. Then Siberia is going to gradually warm up. And it's it's northeastern China. In Wuhan, China, lots of showers and thunderstorms in the forecast and rain as well. Same with Taiwan and parts of Hong Kong, including Philippines, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, and Thailand. Assuming in the rainy season and starting to get some more thunderstorms bit by bit in Bangkok, Thailand. Lots of rain and thunderstorms in Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Papua New Guinea. It's really dry in Bangladesh and Myanmar. It's extremely hot in India right now. So is Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran. It's really, really hot there right now. A little bit of showers in the forecast in Sri Lanka right now. And a lot of really dry outside in Sahara Desert right now in Africa. Lots of rain and thunderstorms. And some rain and thunderstorms in Nigeria and Ghana right now. And Ghana right now. And over in the Middle East, at Saudi Arabia, a little bit of showers in the forecast in northern Saudi Arabia. It's really dry in our area. Remember, it's like Dubai and all those places as right now. In southern Africa, lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in South Africa, including Tanzania and northern Mozambique and Angola, parts of Namibia and Madagascar, La Reunion and Mauritius Islands right now. In Australia, there's a cyclone aimed towards parts of northern Australia. A lot of rain and thunderstorms in Queensland, Australia. And it's going to bring lots of rain and thunderstorms in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. Possible hail in East Coast Australia. A little bit of showers in forecast in Perth, Australia this Saturday coming. But it's going to remain dry in West Coast Australia, like Perth and all those places. In Southwest Pacific. Down New Zealand, they got showers in the forecast in Invercargill, New Zealand. And lots of rain in North Island, New Zealand next week as well. It's going to bring even more rain next Friday in South Island, New Zealand, including Nelson, Gracemount. It's going to bring really high winds in Christchurch, Wellington, New Plymouth, Hamilton, Gisborne, and all those places in London and Invercargill, New Zealand as well. Time springs ahead over in Europe and England, where Base Guy shows best friend Stevan. He lives in Slovakia. Time springs ahead on March 30th.
Time springs ahead, even for England, eh? Yeah, for Europe.
And the rest of Europe.
Yeah, that's a really great weather report. Well, worldwide weather with Frankie McDonald. We're so lucky to have you.
It's starting to get some more daylight up in the Arctic right now. The Arctic's gradually warming up, and Antarctica is gradually getting darker. Then it'll soon be 24-hour darkness in Antarctica in May.
Did you hear this, Frankie? Last night, people were getting photographs of lightning in Washington State and Northern Lights at the same time. Pretty cool, eh?
And did you hear about this in some other countries out there, in different countries around the world, in third world countries in Africa? I got a lot of fans in different countries too.
Yeah, you're famous in every part of the world, Frankie.
And did you hear about this? And I got a lot of fans all over the world, including West Coast. I did a weather forecast for Edmonton, Alberta, Saskatoon, Winnipeg, Portland, Oregon, and all those places.
There's a lot of Frankie weather reports this week. There most definitely is. There's one in particular I want to look at, Frankie,
What
before.
about Imogen?
Hey, yeah, Imogen just showed up. That's correct. And it's
did you
good
hear
to see you,
about
Imogen. And I want to, and the video I want to play of yours first, Frankie, is kind of an interlude because I know that Imogen and Mark have a lot to talk about this event that happened last night. So I'm just going to set it up for a second. I want to play this video of yours first. No. I want to play this video of yours first on what happened here yesterday and your prediction on it at the time. And then we'll talk to Imogen and we'll talk to Mark about the thunderstorms that hit in BC here last night and all over. So, okay, Frankie McDonald video time. This was his forecast on this event.
This is Frankie McDonald, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Severe thunder. Full screen mode.
I think we may have lost Joey. Hilding brought his bad internet with him to Wells, I guess.
Oh no. Well, I'd prefer Hilding brought his cows with him, but I guess if bad service is what he wanted, then I mean, okay. You do you.
Are you
Hilding.
saying that he moved the wrong thing?
He did. He was milking the wrong talent.
He just
Come on, Hilding.
messaged saying his computer just crashed.
Okay, well, I guess I will just take over the show while we wait for Joey to come back. How does that sound, guys? The video is going to be
Perfect.
weird because it's going to... Oh, here we go. We're good now. So I'll go to Imogen here. Imogen, tell us about the thunderstorms in Victoria last night.
Disappointing. Like most of our weather events.
Disappointing? What?
We had
You
about
had so much lightning.
We had about 10 minutes of lightning. Then it was just rain, and then another 10 minutes, and it was done. All this promise. I was looking at the little all the little screenshots and all the radar photos and all the good stuff that promised gorilla hail and monsters like massive ice wads hurtling from the sky, promising destruction, the chance of a funnel club. But no. We get disappointment. We get heavy rain for a few minutes, and that's
Joey
it.
Ollie's back.
He
I'm
is
on my phone
indeed.
here. On my phone for a second here. Well, my computer's going to take a while to load up.
That's fine. I took over.
Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead, Imogen. So it was only 10 minutes, but that's like it doesn't bode well for me if you think 10 minutes is too short.
I think it doesn't bode well for your wife. So
Well, so
but you can do a lot in 10 minutes. So we did have an impressive little flash in the pan there. It may have been short-lived, but it was pretty amazing. I didn't get a chance to get any photos of it, but it was worth watching, and it was super cool. But we're expecting something a lot more long-lasting. We're expecting some endurance, but no. Did get a lot of rain.
Hey, Imogen, Trevor Garner has died. That means Kevin Noble is taking Trevor's place as a host of the podcast.
You know, Frankie, normally when you announce the passing of someone, Frankie, I love you. And thank you for letting me know that Trevor has passed.
Yes, and Kevin Noble's taking Trevor's place as the host of the podcast.
Okay. Well, it's been a while since I've spoken to Trevor. Last time I heard anything from him, he was in the hospital and he's having a little bit of a difficulty there. And I guess Trevor's going to be missed. Trevor's happy hour isn't going to be the same without Trevor. It's going to be Trevor's sad hour.
That means it's going to be Kevin Noble will be replacing Trevor.
He had pancreatic cancer, and I think he was suffering a lot. And I believed him when he said he was going to die, but I didn't think it would be like the next day, kind of like he's talking one day and the next day he's gone, you know?
Yeah.
I kind of thought there'd be a period of like, oh, it's happening now. It seemed really sudden, but I know also he didn't want to spend money because he wanted to give it to his kids. Maybe there's something like that. He didn't want to go into the hospice, didn't want to spend money. My computer's taking forever to load. I don't know what's going on here. And yeah,
There must be a Windows update on your computer.
That, and he's he was going to suffer, right? So
he made the executive decision to, kind of let it happen naturally. And it's a really important decision that a lot of people, like with the uncertainty and the unknown of the end and when our last day is going to be. A lot of people really, they're not ready for it. They fight it. They put a lot of time and energy. They put a lot of resources into holding that off. But Trevor knew what he wanted, and he made that choice. And it's a really important decision to be able to have that choice at that time. And so he knew what he needed. He knew what was right for him, and that's what he did.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the computer is just doing this. I don't know. It might be quite a while before I have any kind of actual control over the show.
It must be a Windows update.
So now I can't see anyone else's participants because I'm on the phone instead of the computer, and it's. I don't
If
know.
you
I did my
swipe,
update.
if you swipe one direction or another, it should show you the Hollywood Squares panel.
Well, for what it's worth, the Ginger Gem has just come sliding in the door, sneaked
Yeah,
in the door here quietly.
I had to remind him that tonight was Frankie night. Brandon Hauk, is 10 minutes a long time for you?
For what?
Brandon Hauk just came from the Prairie Girls Gala, so he had a whole wild event. So 10 minutes is a forgettable moment to Brandon. Brandon had a rowdy night, and he was going till the next day.
Yeah, it was a little rowdy. It was.
I got one question. Is the live stream still going?
It is, yes. And
Excellent.
right now, so apparently the live stream plays whatever screen you're on. So right now I can see all 6 of us. So I guess if you
Wow.
want to see all 6 of us, then everyone gets to see all 6 of us at one time. If you don't want that, or if somebody wants to do something inappropriate, put it in the chat, and then Joey can switch back to just one person.
Well, I guess if we got Brandon going on here, I can do this. And the Brandon Hauk report.
Okay. So, yeah, I'll, I guess, go right into it here. So, yes, we've had some warm weather. We've had some, I'd say now we are back into a chilly trend here. We had some significant snow, central portions of the province, 10 to 20 centimeters of snow, areas right through Edmonton towards Lloydminster. We had some lightning strikes to my southwest about 3 o'clock this morning. I missed them, but I saw the showers, and they were quite intense little convective showers that rolled their way through earlier today. And now we're into the cooler spell here. We're going to be seeing some snow showers next couple of days. We'll probably end up with probably about 2 to 4 centimeters of snow in this area as the heavier pocket of snow continues to move its way across the eastern prairies. And that's going to be an ice storm issue for parts of Ontario for the weekend here. And then, we're going to stay cool into early next week. And then we rebound back to the seasonal average for Monday into Tuesday there. So, other than that, start of April, we're going to ending March on an unsettled note. So kind of like spring here in Canada, you take one step forward and then you take another 2 steps back. That's been the story there. Now, I'll talk about the Prairie Girls Galas. I know everybody wants to know about what happened at the Prairie Girls Gala over the weekend because, so we did the waitering, and actually I got auctioned off twice. Believe it or not, I did, because the first time I got sent back to the H after I got the first table served there, and then so my strutting little body here raised about $2,300 for Stars Air Ambulance there. So I haven't got the grand total from the event yet, but pretty awesome stuff there. And then it was a party, and it was so intense, that party, that usually because we have like 250 women there and just 5 of us dudes there, so we have to share the men's washroom. And that was probably a bad idea because somebody clogged all the toilets in the men's washroom, so they had to call in extra backup porta potties to the event in Bazzano there. So it got it wasn't very pleasant, I guess.
So Brandon, you flaunted your body and made $2,300, but the place needs $3,000 worth of plumbing repairs.
Yeah, I guess so.
And this was for air ambulance you were raising money for?
Yeah, Stars Air Ambulance. That's what we were raising money for.
That's Alberta
Not
for you.
just me.
Danielle Smith took all the money and now they got to whore Brandon Hauk out to pay for ambulance services. It's unbelievable, folks. 300 women all over Brandon all weekend. Poor guy.
Yeah.
See, in that context, 10 minutes will get you nothing. That's barely enough to say hi to a whole room full of people.
And did you hear about this? ANTV still doing it and predictions in Montreal East Island.
Ooh. How's Angie doing?
He's doing great so far.
Perfect.
All right then. Who wants to go next?
Well, I'm ready.
Okay, meteorologist Mark. Talk about the bus. We talk about this ahead of the show, and I was saying to Mark that this big thunderstorm outbreak we had on Wednesday sort of got, to me, mislabeled a bust a little bit, and that started when things didn't materialize in Oregon whatsoever. So really early on in the life cycle of this thunderstorm outbreak, the word was going around, it's a bust. Now, we don't seem to have had any tornadoes touch down. We didn't seem to have the gorilla hail, but yet the extreme behavior of the lightning and the fact that storms went on all through the night and very well developed and strong storms tells me that it wasn't really a bust. Something special happened here. Talk to us about it, Mark.
Yeah, so I'll set the stage here to start. We've got a strong low pressure system off the Oregon coast right now. As that approached, it had a cold front with it, and ahead of the cold front, we had warm, moist air being brought into Oregon, Washington, and British Columbia. This a couple days in advance, we were kind of looking at this. The royal we, basically meteorologists, we were looking at this and saying, this is a pretty stout, severe weather setup. Um, we've got the upward motion in the air to build clouds. We got unusual amounts of moisture, especially for March. People think of the Pacific Northwest as being very wet, but because it's kind of chilly here and because the ocean temperatures are cool, dew points are not very high, like in general. Like the ocean temperature I looked the other day is 8 degrees C. Um, and so you don't have enough moisture coming off of that to create dew points being the temperature where dew would form if it cools down to that, to create dew points like we see out on the US plains or in the deep south where the dew point may be north of like 20 degrees C, with that moisture coming off the Gulf of Mexico. Sorry, I got a tickle in my throat here. So we were looking at this, and the modeling kind of showed dew points close to like 18 C in some areas. 15 was kind of more widespread. So we go into this with the Storm Prediction Center in Oklahoma issued their outlooks, and we go into this and we're waiting, and some of the storms kind of fired in the Oregon Cascades and the Oregon Coast Range. In between those is the Willamette Valley, and in the Willamette Valley there was what's called a capping inversion. If you're a storm chaser, you're going to know about this, but if not, then the storm chasers will have to bear with me as I explain it. So basically, we have an area of warm air on top of cooler air, and I'm showing this with my hands. The radio folks won't get to see, but that puts a cap on because cold air is heavier. It's not going to rise into that warm air. And so what that cap does is it allows all of this energy to build up below it. And then eventually, bam, something is strong enough it's warm enough for something to shoot up into the cap and destroy it, and it all blows up. And so this was the risk of this was what the risk was. I want to note that there's a lot of uncertainty with this. We're talking like the chance of severe hail being larger than quarter size was about 15%. But the highest end hail probability was like we had the chance of seeing tennis ball size hail, we had the chance of seeing tornadoes. So you want to know about that even if the chance is low. It's not like a standard run of the mill thunderstorm. Well, the morning of, dew points were quite a bit lower than forecast. like we're talking dew points were around 10 to 13 C, which is still pretty impressive for March in the Pacific Northwest, but it's not the 15 to 18 that we were seeing in the modeling. And then to add on to that, we saw that cap held on a lot longer in the Willamette Valley than was expected. And Oregon being the starting point for these thunderstorms, not not firing off those storms in Oregon is what drove the course of the whole day. So when they moved through Portland around 5 p.m., it was kind of just run of the mill showers. I don't think there were very many lightning strikes at all. It didn't really start going until north of Portland, between Portland and Seattle. There's kind of a highland area there when you're driving up I-5, and the terrain helped to get that air moving up, and that's when we burst the cap. But by that point, the ground's not heating up anymore. In fact, it's starting to cool off this time of year, and so we lost the daytime heating. And so the severe weather that was possible did not occur, and that's a good thing. The Pacific Northwest is prepared for a lot of things. The building codes in Washington and Oregon are such that they can handle pretty significant ash fall. That's a legacy of the Mount St. Helens eruption. But you still don't want tennis ball size hail destroying your roof. That's gonna put dents in cars and crack windshields, and it's just a lot of headache. People outside can be killed by it, and then of course tornadoes are obviously quite deadly, and then there is a severe wind threat too. So since these storms formed so late in the day, they weren't as strong as they could have been. So yes, this is a forecast bust in a sense that the storms did not fire in Oregon, and so we did not get the severe weather. But the conditions were there. We saw it in the weather balloon launches. They did more weather balloon launches in the Northwest than they usually do to try and get a handle on this. So the conditions did exist. The one thing we missed was breaking the cap in Oregon. But as the thunderstorm complex moved over the Puget Sound region, Seattle had very robust lightning activity. There was a house fire in Everett, Washington, just north of Seattle due to lightning. There was a house fire on Kamena Island, which is a little bit north of Everett. Windows were blown out. Like this was an unusually damaging run of the mill lightning event. So that tells you, like Joey was saying, this is something special going on here. And then this rolled northward. We had that line of storms come off the Olympics over Victoria and moisten Imogen for about 10 minutes. And then we got this storm activity up here to the lower mainland. In eastern Washington, the thunderstorms were later in the night, and I saw pictures and video from both Connell and Moses Lake, Washington, of both the lightning and the aurora. That was really cool. And then, like Joey said, the storm activity moved into the interior of BC later into the night. Very active lightning, and that's a product of the amount of moisture that we had. So we weren't able to develop the large supercells that were possible. That is thanks to not breaking the cap in Oregon. But this was a pretty spectacular event, especially by March standards in this part of the world. So that's kind of my review. And then this ties into the snow that's running from like Prince George over to Lake Superior. It's spinning. I like Joey's term of a breakaway low. We're getting some lee side cyclogenesis. We're forming a low pressure system in Montana that's going to be ejected eastward. That's pulling that moisture north into like Edmonton and Regina and Winnipeg, but there's high pressure north of there. And so high pressure in like Fort McMurray is essentially acting as a wall. So all this moisture coming off the Pacific into Alberta over to Minnesota, that is hitting this wall of this high pressure system, and that's forming what's called a deformation band. And that is where our snowfall is happening. And that's why Hank mentioned in the pre-show in Wilkie, Saskatchewan, they're getting quite a bit less snow than was forecast. Deformation bands are quite narrow. We're talking on the order of like 150 to 300 kilometers usually. And when you have something very narrow like that with very tight snowfall gradients or rainfall gradients, depending on the temperature, you get very far outside the deformation band and it's a completely different world. So Hank was getting a little bit of snow when we talked to him earlier, but it's not nearly as much as just a little bit to his north. So this whole system is impacting the entire continent, really. We're going to have severe weather Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. In fact, I'm watching Monday very closely because I've got family staying in an RV in Georgia, and that is the severe weather target zone for Monday. So, very dynamic system. This is obviously a very active time of the year in general. So that's what's going on here in North America from almost the penthouse in White Rock, BC. Oh,
Excellent. Good
actually,
report.
I'm not done yet. Brandon Hauk,
Oh boy.
I got an email today.
Oh, you did.
It was from Google, and it said,
Oh.
"At Google Earth, we could read maps backwards." And you know what I thought, Brandon?
Oh boy.
I thought, well, that maps read maps backwards. That's just spam.
Spam. Wow.
Okay, now I'm done.
Okay. My computer's going to be a little while, still loading up. So hopefully I can get a Frankie video on. Still, like it might take 20 minutes. I mean, it's really, but I thought I'm going to walk away for a second here, Hilding, but I thought what I could do.
It must be a
'Cause I
Windows update, Joey.
I don't ever get to walk away from the computer here and walk outside my house. And I wanted to show you Wells, BC right now this evening.
Joey has a bad signal.
Yeah.
Yeah, his
He's
phone must
frozen.
be disconnecting from the Wi-Fi.
Looks like it. Yeah. We got a frozen Joey. Disconnected.
So this is round 2 of Joey only, really just letting us down.
I think this episode should be retitled Joey's Computer Problems.
Yes.
Joey needs tech support.
Ah,
Joey's got 99 problems, and the internet's one of them.
I can hear you. No, it's just switched to
You're
my cell
back.
signal. It should have switched to my cell signal, right? Maybe it has by now.
You're back.
Okay, maybe I'm back. I wanted to show you the snowbanks here in Wells, because most of you never see anything like this. As you can see, that's about almost twice my height up there. It's big old snow. Okay, now back to who wants to go. Is Hank there or is Mike there? Who wants to go next?
Let's toss it over to Mike in Winnipeg. Mike, you're getting some good snowfall there.
Yeah, actually, we had an interesting last couple weeks. Our weather has been unusually warmer than average. I'd say warm enough that all of our snow is gone, and it's good. But today we were hit with a surprise snow squall out of nowhere at like 5 o'clock. Environment Canada, I think they dropped the warning within about 30 minutes before we were hit by it. They issued a statement saying 2 centimeters of snow possible, and then we were hit with 14 centimeters in less than an hour. So me and Justin were kind of shaking our heads like, what was that Environment Canada thinking at the last minute? I mean, I'm still laughing because lately they've been issuing alerts at odd times. They're issuing alerts too late, or they're not issuing enough alerts. Today was just one of those days, and it's still snowing outside. I actually kind of thinking about going out there to take another measurement, but it's weird because we always seem to get hit with some kind of snowstorm at the last part of March. Either it comes in like a lion, it goes in like a lamb, comes out like a lion, or the other way around. Either or. This same system that Mark has talked about is basically impacting us now. So I'm kind of thinking, am I going to have to dig out tomorrow morning? It's still falling like crazy out there. Visibility is down. Justin says the roads are horrible. There's a couple accidents actually on Main Street. People are staying home. I kind of think this weather is perfect, but the extra moisture we have on the ground right now, it's going to be good for storm season. Got up to like +2 degrees today. The other day it was like 9 degrees. And then I think our temp trend the next couple of days are going to be going down to, I saw a high of -6 tomorrow. Overnight low temperatures are still going to be quite mild compared to normal, minus upper single digits. And then we get into next week. At the end of next week, we're seeing high temperatures about 6 degrees returning here. So maybe just the last batch of winter before spring rolls around. But I see Hank was messaging me and he said that he's probably got snow out there too. Brandon, I had a question for you.
Oh, yes.
Do you think we're gonna get any more big snowstorms? I have my bet on another Colorado low in the next week.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. But speaking of the snow today, so I was on the Winnipeg radio station there today, and I would say that was one of the toughest forecasts yet this year, because most of the models were going 20 to 30 centimeters of snow in Winnipeg. And then, so that was pretty much the same route Environment Canada were going earlier today, 20 to 30. And then they changed their mind midday through to 2 to 4 centimeters. And I'm like, oh, goodness. But now it looks like looks like the north side of the city got hit pretty hard. South side's a little bit less snow than the north side, but yeah.
I live in the north side of the city, and I got slammed here.
Oh, yeah.
So you're right about some parts of the city not getting any snow, and my end of the town getting all of it. Forecasting is difficult, and I found a funny article on Associated Press earlier this week. Apparently, a whale slammed into someone's ship. I'm just gonna see if I can find that. Julie, if you want to go ahead, I'll bring that up at some point to kind of spice the show up a little bit.
Well, while you bring that up, I was actually going to say this is a perfect example of why about deformation bands. We were talking about earlier. Hank was expecting a lot more snow than he got, and this really is a shift the band a couple of kilometers, and it's the difference between 20 to 30 centimeters and 2 to 4 centimeters of snow. So it's not fun to predict. Lucky for me, I'm not on the radio in Winnipeg, and so it's not my problem, Brandon.
Well, you know what'll happen now is now half the people in Winnipeg, next time you give a forecast, they'll be like, "Oh, that guy." Right. And
you'll have to pay him off with smoking good barbecue, and you'll have to bring your prairie gala bod.
That's right.
Hey Joey, how's your computer? How's your computer, Joey?
It's almost back up. I'm getting close. And the reason why I bring that up, hey, I'm talking. But the reason why I bring that up is that people in Portland were putting these like mats and tarps over their windows and this and that yesterday. And now they're waking up today like, oh, there was no hailstorm. And the next time you forecast a hailstorm in Portland, people are going to be like, yeah, right. And then it'll happen.
Yep. Because they don't understand the uncertainty, because certain people hyped it up more than it needed to be. Like, yes, people needed to be aware, but there's some level of people grasp on to tennis ball size hail. Portland will get tennis ball size hail. All 3 million people in Portland will see this. And that's not what we're talking about here. Even if this event had occurred as forecast, most people would not have seen the severe weather, right? We're still talking like a few really strong supercells. Those storms could have not even hit towns. They could have been over the mountains. And so we had people. There's this guy in Southern California, and I'm not going to name his name because I don't want to drive more traffic to his site, but he routinely tries to impersonate the weather service. He issued his own fake tornado watch, and we just talked about how well that would have gone if the weather service had issued a tornado watch, because there were no tornadoes or even severe thunderstorms. And he has run into trouble with weather service offices in California and Arizona because he he says these outlandish things and he gets likes and shares on Facebook. And then oh, you're starting to come on there, Joey, just so you know. So
Yeah.
he gets these likes and shares on Facebook, and then so the Weather Service has to address it and says, no, this guy's full
No.
of crap. And then he threatened the Weather Service, and the FBI ended up showing up at his house because these were credible threats that he was issuing against the Weather Service and Facebook and some other entities. So, like, these are when you see an outlandish weather forecast, it is possible that it is accurate, but there is nothing wrong with getting a second opinion. If you read my weather page, inglesweather.com, shameless plug, or ingleswx.com, shameless plug. If you read that and you say, that seems a bit too much, it will not offend me if you go look at the Weather Service or Environment Canada or Joey or Brandon or Mike or anyone, right? That doesn't take away from me. And so if you see something that's super outlandish or you feel like is a bit too much, just go look somewhere else. Like, it'll either confirm it or they won't say anything. And if you're in the US, I don't know so much about Canada, but if you're in the US and you see that and you can't find anything, you can call your local weather service office and they will talk to you. You'll talk to a human meteorologist and they will talk to you. You can message myself or Brandon Houck or Weather Center in Manitoba. Like, we'll talk to you. If you have a question, we're happy to answer those questions.
I was, and I think it's right for you, myself, to ask these questions afterwards. I'm like, am I part of the hype train? Like, is that me? Like, especially after seeing Mark Nelson's write up yesterday there, it's like, wait a second, one thing I did do is I did put Weagle's write up in one of my videos. Hear to me, but the thing is, like, well, I'm not from Portland, so I need to find someone from Portland who's a credible weather person and report what they're saying. That's how I looked at it, right? So I did do that, but I mean, I like look back over my titles. And it's like not zero chance was the one head title of my one video, right? Not zero chance. I was like, yeah, okay.
Right.
I was using realistic language, I think.
Right,
But of course,
and you get these people that are, I'm not, again, not going to name names, but Gorilla Hail, if that's in all caps at the top of your thing, like, the other problem we had was this was an exceptional event, period, for the Pacific Northwest. It's very exciting for us weather nerds. And part of the problem is you have weather nerds that are messaging this stuff very excitedly to the public as if everyone in the public is a weather nerd. I feel like I was pretty responsible in my messaging on my website and on the weather page on Facebook, but on our Discord that we've got with like Michael Snyder and Garrett Hartung, like, we were all pretty hyped. And I think I said this in an article today. I think that it's very useful for aspiring meteorologists, especially, to be posting stuff publicly on Facebook, talking about the weather, engaging with the public. I think you learn a lot about how to communicate meteorology from that. And so this can be and should be a teaching moment, really, to all of us. I have learned a lot from this, looking at the Willamette Valley Cap. I'll keep that in mind in the future. We all learned from this, but also to the aspiring meteorologists who meant well and were just excited. If you happen to be watching this, like, I don't fault you for that. I was very excited too. And I posted this hype stuff when I was in high school. I'm sure Brandon Houck did kind of the same. I know he's been doing his Facebook page since he was a kid too. That's fine. You will get hate from it, but guess what? You're going to get hate from it whether you posted hype or not. So don't let the haters stop you from being excited about the weather. If you meant well, you're fine by me. Now, if you're just doing it for like clicks and shares, like, let's first of all tone it down a bit. And to the people seeing that, like, again, there's nothing wrong with getting a second opinion.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can do it for both reasons. You can do it for the right reasons and because you're trying to succeed with your social media empire.
Sure. I was shamelessly hoping that they would issue a tornado watch yesterday, so the title of my article could be "First Ever Tornado Watch for Washington and Oregon." But it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yes, I was going to try and take a little bit advantage of it, but in the meat of the story,
Well,
I
we're
would have
joking.
said.
We're joking on the group thread too. We're like,
And
hopefully
how was your computer?
it's back now, Frankie. I'm almost completely reset up. I'm ready to put some Frankie videos on in a minute here too. What I was gonna say, crap! I forget what I was gonna say. Mike, go ahead. I'll remember in a sec.
No, I was just gonna mention that there's a lot of people talking about like during the summer months in southern Manitoba for severe weather events. People get all hyped up about nothing happens and they stop believing us. But I think one thing that I've noticed over the last few years with creating forecasts is I don't hype things up nearly as much. So like people are able to trust. Like I used to first when I started creating forecasts, I used to use the big words and people are thinking like this is gonna happen, never happened. So I think keys is like not using too much hype at the same time consolidating with other meteorologists and other weather people. Like when I create my forecast, I consolidate with a few others to make sure what I'm saying is accurate because I don't want to seem like one of those guys be like, oh, there's going to be a big tornado hitting this place tomorrow.
Well, an easy way to do it is to steal from Environment Canada. For example, yesterday when they said they may have to issue a tornado watch through the night, and because it's through the night, I thought it was really important to make that in the headline. But we were joking in the group chat, like, hopefully they make a severe storm watch so that we can make a video and people will watch it. And it's kind of the funny thing, but we're waiting for them to write the script partly too, right? And that's how I try to proceed as much as I can. It's like, so if Environment Canada says we may have to issue a tornado watch during the night, I'm like making sure that you see that.
Well, and
but
also,
again, not zero chance.
We're all talking with each other. Like, I'm in numerous group chats about the weather, and when weather is getting spicy, I'm chatting about it. I am not making posts in a vacuum. Brandon Howe, how I learned about this storm heading into Victoria last night was Brandon Howe texted me, and he said Imogen's about to get thunder, and I responded with maybe she'll miss it like she misses all of the earthquakes. But we're talking about it, and I expressed an opinion about the thunderstorm, which ended up my opinion was wrong. But we talked about that. We are, and most weather nerds are talking with other weather nerds about what's going on. The vast majority of us are just so thrilled to be communicating our love of meteorology.
And well, think of it that way, between like, I don't know how many people are on our group chat for this show, but there's like a democracy of discovery or whatever, right? Like we're formulating our view of things somewhat by everyone putting in their input and be like, I see this, I see that. Well, that sounds good. Actually, I'm going to stick with that.
Joey, your computer must be updating.
It's done, Frankie. I'm good to go. We're going to put, I got 3 of your videos set up to go right now. We haven't even talked to Hilding yet. He's sitting next to me all episode long.
Oh, that's fine.
And that's all he's going to say, I guess.
Can I add something funny?
If it's funny.
Yeah, there was a guy that decided to climb up a crane in downtown Winnipeg this evening in the middle of the snowstorm. So, yeah, that's Winnipeg for you. Crazy people.
He let his intrusive thoughts win.
I hope he gets into recovery. I do. I got 3 Frankie videos right now for you to go. Want to watch it's too bad. Last time we did this, my computer froze. And the whole show was ruined. So let's hopefully this time we don't ruin the whole show.
I'm set up to be your backup, Joey.
It literally took like 15 minutes for my computer to turn on and for the websites to load up. And when it first turns on, because what happens is I had to switch my hard drives around to have more storage in my C, but it's a solid state one and it's like mechanical. And then once it's going, it's fine. But it's got to turn and everything's got to line up and okay, finally. And so it takes a long time for it to like actually be ready to go. And it kills me. It kills me. Okay.
That's reporting in Oregon. That's the main priority weather report.
Live is sending over.
This
We're
video is
hearing
the
double.
priority weather report for Portland, Oregon.
Oh, he's dead. He's dead, Jim. Take his stuff. Okay, let's see. So I think I have this Frankie video ready. Give me just a second to pull it
Like
up
the Portland,
here.
Oregon one.
Yep, that is what I'm going to attempt to pull up here, Frankie. Dang it, it closed. Brandon Houck, say something while I pull this up.
Okay, I'll say a couple things here. So, did Imogen talk about their storm yet?
A little bit. Joey
Little
keeps
bit?
sliding back in while I was talking about it. There wasn't much to say because there wasn't much of a storm.
What? There's plenty of lightning out there.
It was. You walked in right when we were making the jokes about the short little time frame there, about the value of 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Joey, your computer's aging.
Yeah, something's going on there, Frankie. As soon as I went to play the video, it just completely crashed. So there's something going on here that I think there's I don't know. I bet that by this time next week, everything will be fine.
So sorry to cut you off, Imogen. I think I'm ready here. So let's give this a try. Let me know if this works.
Bring on the Franklinizer.
Yes. Okay, so we have Frankie.
Oregon, that's the main priority weather report.
Yes, it is. Okay,
full
let's
screen
give this
mode.
a try. Yes.
Not theater mode, full screen mode.
Dang it. You're right, Frankie. I think I have it in theater mode.
Frankie knows exactly how he likes to be framed. He knows his lighting. He knows his framing. Frankie will direct you for how to film him and how to present him.
Bottom right.
Hang on.
And he hates being framed for earthquakes. Like, he did not cause them at all.
No, but he did throw lightning bolts and start the forest fires.
All right. Let's see here. Full screen. Frankie McDonald. Let's try it.
Volume. I can't hear myself.
Is Frankie lip syncing?
Frankie, what we need you to do this week is reenact your video for us.
Wait a minute.
Wait,
I can't hear.
Is the audio not working?
No,
there's no audio.
It's like he's lip syncing the thing.
So Frankie, we're gonna hit play, and then we need you to say what you might be saying there. You know, like
this is
there it is.
You gotta fill it in for us, Frankie. This is Frankie McDonald, my own TV station, live from Sydney, Nova Scotia.
Wait, I gotta get my voice ready for my main priority weather report.
Here we go. I turned on closed captioning.
Here's
So
my
the
voice.
radio people will love
This
this.
is Frankie McDonald, my own TV station, live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Severe thunderstorms head towards Portland, Oregon on Wednesday, March 26, 2025. It's going to bring chain lightning, real loud thunder. It's going to bring a lot of heavy rain with large hail in Portland, Oregon and surrounding areas. It's going to bring a lot of thunderstorms and chain lightning, real loud thunder that can knock out power in Portland, Oregon and its surrounding areas as well. I want every single person in Portland, Oregon to be extra prepared and be mentally prepared because it's going to be a lot of thunderstorms cells up in the sky, including Vancouver, Washington, USA, Medford, Oregon, Eugene, Oregon, Slam, Oregon. It's going to bring a lot of thunderstorms and heavy downpours in Portland, Oregon, and the surrounding areas as well. I want every single person in Portland, Oregon to be prepared. Make sure your rubber boots, raincoats, and rain suits ready. When a severe thunderstorm happens in your area, unplug your TVs, computers, stereos, and gaming consoles so you don't get a power surge. When a large hail happens, stay away from the windows, stay in interior houses, and get inside the house so you can be safe. It's going to be a lot of flooding going on in Portland, Oregon, and surrounding areas. It's going to bring a lot of thunderstorms. It's going to knock out power. And when it's stay away from the underneath the trees and stay away from the open fields such as golf courses so you don't get struck by lightning for people living in Portland, Oregon and surrounding areas as well. If everybody living in Portland, Oregon, be prepared for severe thunderstorms on Wednesday, March 26, 2025. Take care, stay safe. Don't get caught in severe thunderstorms. Stay dry and be safe.
And then it was a bust. You know, we all took part in the bust.
And this is and now for the Montreal, Quebec base guy's hometown. This is Frankie McDonald, my own TV station, live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Major snowstorm is headed towards Montreal, Quebec on Saturday, March 29, 2025. It's going to bring 20 centimeters of snow more in Montreal and surrounding areas, including Laval, Quebec, South Shore, Quebec, St. Anne de Bellevue, Quebec, where Base Guy Show lives. Where Jack Casey, a.k.a. Base Guy Show, lives in Montreal surrounding areas, including Patrick Mack and Sky the Universe is going to bring a lot of snow. Winds are going to be really strong. It's going to cause blowing, drifting snow, reduced visibility, dangerous and treacherous traffic conditions. It's going to bring a lot of freezing rain on Sunday, March 30th, 2025 in Montreal, including St. Anne de Bellevue, where Base Guy Show lives as well. It's going to bring really dangerous traffic conditions and really treacherous traffic conditions in streets, roads, highways, and On the route to be snow covered, including Trans-Canada Highway will be snow covered in Montreal, Quebec, and the surrounding areas. Go rain a lot of snow in Montreal and surrounding areas as well, including Bay Sky Show podcast in Saint Anne de Bellevue, Quebec as well. People in Montreal, Quebec, be prepared. Heavy winter boots, winter jackets, hats, and gloves, scarves, ski bands are ready. Order pizzas and orange shines will buy case of Pepsi, buy case of Coke. Doing cars and shopping, don't wait till last minute. Do it right now. Make sure your smartphones, cell phones, laptops, tablets, search. If for 3G, 4G, 5G, and LTE, rate race well. When drive car, take a drive car, slow down. So don't get in a car accident. So we go for a walk. Be very careful walking since dogs will fall. Make sure your furnace is heat pumps ready in. Turn on your furnace, heat pumps keep those warm. Drink lots of green tea, white tea, red tea. Drink lots of green tea, keep warm. And for extra blankets, be ready to keep warm. So make sure your shovel, snow scoop, snow blower, snow plow, south trucks ready as well. If everybody live in Montreal, Quebec, be prepared for major snowstorm on Saturday, March 29, 2025. Take care, stay safe. Don't get caught in a major snowstorm. Stay warm, be safe. That's where Big Sky lives.
Look at this, Frankie. Speaking of snowstorms, can you see that out there?
Lots of
It's
snow.
snowing like a bugger right now. It's coming down in great big snows. Big snows are falling. This
If you
very
want to
minute.
follow me on social media, my blue sky is at Frankie MacD. My ex formerly Twitter's at Frankie MacD. My link tree is Frankie MacDonald. My threads is at Frankie MacD984. My Facebook is Frankie MacDonald. My Instagram is Frankie MacD984. My TikTok is FrankDonald94. My Clapper is FrankDonald94. My Twitch is FrankDonald94. My Snapchat is Frankie AMECD1. My YouTube channel is Dogs Wolves, and my LinkedIn is Frankie MacDonald. Best luck to you. I'm Frankie Donald. You're going to listen to Meteorological Weather Report every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic.
Yeah, the Meteorological Report. Yeah, it's been quite the episode we had here. I'm Joey Only, the Caribou Weather Dude. You can find the show at Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel every Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. Feel free to join us in the live chat. It's always really nice to have everybody out there. Thanks, everybody who is watching. Make sure you subscribe and like and keep supporting the channel. Appreciate you very much. Of course, tonight we had all kinds of people on the stream. We did have Hank here, but he seemed to take off right around showtime. We didn't get much of a Hank Bleestra, but we did have Imogen the Alien show up for a change. Fast moving thunderstorm went by here last night. When you had Brandon Houck there, who had some snow in Alberta. We had Frankie McDonald, who's got snowstorm coming at him. We got Hilding Donaldson right next to me right here. It's snowing right here in Wells right now up in the mountains, like it tends to do. We had meteorologist Mark Ingles. We had Mike McGregor even out there from Weather Center Manitoba side. He had quite a bit of snowfall today in Winnipeg as well. So quite the collection of weirdos. I have no idea what time it actually is. But
That means you'll do great in protecting bands this weekend. You'll do great in band.
Thanks,
Festival.
man. Yeah, I got 3 sets this weekend. I'm gonna play a short set tomorrow night, and then on Saturday I play a longer one. Then Sunday I play at the legendary Gene
That means
Cafe.
you got to do rehearsals first before you play it.
I've been rehearsing a lot this week, Frankie. Yeah, not enough. But you know what?
You're not
Our
just
band.
gonna go
Some
in
people
raw.
do on stage rehearsal before they perform.
You know what we used to do as a band? We used to say rehearsals for cowards. It's kind of like the theme of the show, even, we just kind of wing it. Turns out pretty good.
Rehearsal comes before perform.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I have to it's not just about remembering the songs, Frankie, because that's not really much of an issue besides remembering some words. I mean, that kind of is, but it's having strong fingers, strong calluses on my fingers, and having vocal cords that are like, boom, boom. Want to hear a song? I guess I should at least. I don't know how to stop the recording.
Yeah, it's hour mark now.
I don't think it's actually recording.
It
the
says
show.
it is. It says it is, and I think it should be because we're still on the Zoom cloud.
Because the record button on here, I can't control it or stop it. I can. Okay, good. We're done. Good. Okay.
That's the show.
That's the show, man. Sorry, that was a tough one. Phone only here. Computer crashed twice. What can you do? I guess if there's anybody out there, I mean, I don't suspect anybody who watches this show makes $1 million ever, or has $1 million or ever will. But if you do, I could use a new computer or something. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's nice of you to be present for part of your own show, Joey.
Yeah, I'm getting better, eh?
There it is. Recording
Crazy though,
stopped.
Joey, how often your computer was crashing. Like mine, maybe crashes like once, but Joey is the crashing show host. I think that's a
Never
good.
been a
I think
problem.
that's a good thing.
Never been a problem, but I think Frankie's gone. I'm not singing then. I was gonna sing for Frankie.
Well, I think we held the show together pretty well in your absence.
Yeah, you always do. You always do. And yeah, the complete crash. That's a new one. That's new. I have a
And
suspicion that
twice.
there's an updated Zoom, a Zoom update that I haven't installed. I have a
Is that
suspicion.
is that Josh that lives in there in the lodge?
Yeah, he's already gone to Penticton.
Well, you should ask him when you get a chance if it's something to do with the graphics card, actually. That's my uneducated guess is that it's a graphics card issue. You updated all of this hard drive stuff, but did you update your graphics card?
No, I haven't in a week or two at least, and that's probably a good call, seeing as there has been a Windows update.
No, no,
So
no.
that
Your graphics card is a physical piece that you put
I
into
know
your
it's AMD
computer.
software. It's my
Oh,
AMD
okay.
Adrenaline software, right? But there's been
Well,
a if there's been a Microsoft update in general, often there needs to be other updates for your other programs. So it's
yeah.
possible that either Zoom is screwed or that my graphics card, either or needs to be updated. So I'm trying to open that up now, but I've given up on using the computer for tonight's episode because as soon as I click back onto it, everything's going to just fucking whammo.
Hey, you
And a
should
little,
before I go, you should get in touch with Caribou Outlaw because he wants to know if he can meet up with you when you run through 100 Mile tomorrow.
oh, hey, Gary, I can't actually because I'm on a run right now. Like basically, I got to get rid of the kids tomorrow somehow. I got to fit them into either Christina or Hilding. Hilding's only got a 2-seat truck. So we got 2 vehicles going down, but I got to bring guitars and this and that. I got to dump the dog off at Kate's with Kate on our way through, and then I got to drop the kids off in Williams Lake, and then we got to get to Penticton in time for me to play my show. So I don't feel like I can commit to any more stops, seeing as I'm not the one driving.
Monday on the way home, maybe.
You know what I mean? I'm getting into other people's vehicles. Manage updates. Let's see.
Well, I'm out, guys. Have a good night.
Hey, Mark,
Yeah.
before you leave,
Yeah.
I updated my AMD graphics card driver earlier this week, and like with the software, and it's flickering a lot.
That sounds like you need to talk to somebody, but knowing that a graphics card has a problem and knowing how to fix a graphics card are two totally different things.
Okay.
When that's the problem, I ask somebody else.
Yeah, I think there is
Yeah.
an AMD update here.
I
All
wish I
right,
was
have
over
a good
there to
night.
help you, Joey, because I've. Good night, Mark.
Good night, Mark.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if I have a computer problem like this, it's usually something explainable. Like I run a pretty simple setup here. Yeah, released no, that was released in February. So I don't know. Maybe I don't need a new update.
Says it's up to date.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm confused. That's when I
Is
get
it
back
something to do
fixing
with your
problem.
software? Like go into your device drivers and look for updating each individual items of those?
I don't know, but I bet you if I was an audience person right now, I'd find it incredibly boring to hear me talk about it any longer.
Okay.
So I'm going to change the conversation now and be like, oh yeah, that's enough of the segment of the show called Joey's Poor and Everything He Owns Sucks. If it works at all. If it works at all.
So what are your shows? Are they like rock music you guys play out there, or is like heavy metal? What kind of music you guys play for locals out there?
Geez, Mike, you don't know what I used to do? Yeah, you have to find out sometime. I was the craziest outlaw country singer this country ever had.
Now my memory's shot. So
Yeah.
I don't like talking about me as a musician all that much on my own show. It's like fucking awkward. You know, it's like it's one thing like going to someone else's show and they're like, "Hey, Joey," I'm like, "Yeah, time to talk about Joey." Then it's like my own show. I'm like, "That's not what you talk about on your own show. Don't talk about yourself. That's terrible stuff."
So you
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
are you and Hilding spending time together out there? I noticed he's on the show tonight. I was wondering why.
We're going
Oh,
to
well,
Penticton.
we're going to Penticton together, the two of us. So we're traveling together. So I'm spending the night at his place because it's on the way.
Let's repeat everything. Yeah. So yeah, you're a long ways away from having weather graphics to give you any kind. If anyone's got anything whatsoever to add to the weather front, I am barely able to get a computer running. I think it's probably time to get on to dealing with. I got to organize with Christina for our travel south tomorrow still, and get on top of things. And we need to spend some time eating Hawkins cheesies because they're so perfect. Look at the size. The first one I grabbed, it's like a. It's awesome. Made right in Belleville, Ontario. See that shit? It says right there, Belleville, Ontario, motherfuckers. They don't use any look at the ingredients like cheese, salt, flour, or cornstarch. Yeah. I can think of a better snack in Canadian history. Why buy American snacks when you can have good old fashioned Canadian cheesies? They never spent $1 on advertising this company, I'm sure of it. Like and not in 50 years. Cheesy time. Time to hang out with my kids for one last time before we take off. I think that's the show, everybody.
Good night.
Thanks
Good
for
night,
being
Joey.
there. Good to see you, everybody. Keep your sticks